Good evening, everybody. I am Rebecca Smith. I'm the founder of Complete Performance Coaching and the Perform Happy community, and I'm here for Q&A with Coach Rebecca. I'm a high performance coach. I specialize in working with athletes age 8 to 18, especially in those scary sports like gymnastics, figure skating, diving, but really any sport that involves you getting nervous. That's kind of my specialty. I also work with a handful of fabulous coaches who specialize in endurance sports, adult athletes, team sports. So no matter what sport you do, even if you're a business person, we got you covered. And each week I give you tips so that you can maximize performance and enjoyment. So today's questions come from a couple of sport parents. One's a gymnast and one's a swimmer. And the first thing, let's see, I'll start with our gymnast mom. She says, "It's always something. My daughter was out for a week with a medical issue just when she was having so much progress." This is a girl who's working through my Overcoming Fear course and was starting to make some good progress. And then she's out for a week. That's like, it always happens. Okay, then she went back and picked up where she left off, thankfully. But then Saturday she sprained her ankle doing a round off on beam. She just can't catch a break. How do I keep her motivated through these setbacks? Okay, and then a swim mom sent me a question last week that was basically, how do I help my son who's been backsliding get back on top? Okay, so my answer to these questions is going to be a little bit more general, and it's about how to get yourself moving, how to stay motivated, how to stay on track when you have experienced a setback. And this setback could be an injury, it could be fear, it could be a mental block, it could be illness, it could be family issues that take you out of training. It could be anything that causes a blow to your confidence. So anything that kind of just like derails your training, derails your confidence, and gets you feeling like, oh, I'm not where I should be. You guys know I hate that should word. Okay, so when you're in the hole, motivation's low, you're injured, your brain isn't letting your body do what you want it to do, it can be hard to keep moving. It can be hard to keep going. So what I'm going to focus on today is one strategy that works amazingly well for getting like those passion juices flowing and getting your effort on board and staying, like keeping your eyes on the prize, even if you are meandering off course a little bit. And it's one of my favorite techniques that I actually don't talk about enough on here. It's called imagery. Now, some of you guys have heard it described as visualization. The reason that we call it imagery in the sports psychology world is because it's more than just a visual. It's not like you're sitting in a movie theater in your mind and watching a movie screen of you doing something. That's actually a way that a lot of people teach it, because if you want to really actually rewire your brain for feeling happier, more confident, more successful, for learning skills more quickly, for fixing your technique, you have to incorporate all 5 senses and emotion. So you want it to feel as realistic as possible. It has to be real time. It has to be, you basically have to trick your brain into going, wait, did that really happen? I'm not sure. I think I did that already, when you really haven't done it yet because you're terrified or because you're injured. So you get all of your senses on board. And what happens is they've done a bunch of studies on this that show that when you're doing imagery well and correctly, you have the firing in your brain and in your muscles that would happen if you were really doing the skill. So what it does is speeds up your learning curve, and it speeds up your ability to get back on top. It speeds up healing. It's really phenomenal what you can do by creating an experience in your mind that maybe has happened in the past or maybe has never even happened before, but it makes it more possible as far as your brain is concerned. Okay, so what I want to, what the type of imagery that I want to encourage you guys to use if you're feeling like, oh, I can't catch a break, is, and really for anybody, even if you're on a total winning streak right now, you can benefit from this too. I want you to think about, where do you want to be in 3 months? I think you guys know I like 3-month goals. That's kind of like my short-term, long-term goal. Is I personally always have a 3-month goal. I'm always aiming for something in that window of time, because it allows me to have enough time to kind of like put a big risky goal, a big exciting goal out there, but it's enough time that I can, get off course and get back on and get some help and open my mind to new options. So think to yourself, where do I want to be in 3 months? If everything falls into place, if you get back from that sprained ankle and you get right back to work and you keep doing what's working, where do you want to be in 3 months? Okay, so think about that for yourself. And I don't mean like, oh, I don't know, I'd like to be like, go big. Think like, where do you want to be? You want to be hitting all your skills. You want to be ready to compete. You want to be competing and winning. I mean, I don't like always love putting winning as a goal, but you want to be performing at your best in 3 months. Put it out there. Okay, so take a second and kind of brainstorm. Write down, what do I want? What do I want in 3 months? What's possible? What could I have? Okay, and then I want you to really like actually write down in detail what this scene will be like when you've achieved it. Okay, what will you feel like when at the end of 3 months you reach your goal? Maybe you totally knock it out of the park. Like you really nail this goal. You create exactly what you want for yourself in 3 months. What will it look like? What will it sound like? Who will be saying things to you? Will you be receiving a hug or a high five? Will you be having your picture taken? What will you be wearing? How will it feel? Will your hair be really tight and pulled back? Will you be sweaty? Like, will you taste the sweat dripping down your face? I mean, seriously, bring all of your senses into that feeling of accomplishment when you have done what you set out to do. Now, I did this when I was first interviewing for internships with a swim team way back when. And I was, by one of my advisors, she recommended you imagine the way that you want that interview to go. And so I imagined every single bit of that interview, how it went, how I responded, the questions I was asked, and then the really strong image that I put together for myself was this shaking the head coach's hand and saying, "I can't wait to work with you." And that literally happened exactly as I had imagined it. I was confident, I was ready for that handshake, and I was ready to say, "I can't wait to work with you." And it was like super mutual. So I want you guys to feel, what will it feel like? And I knew I'd be jittery, I might be a little nervous, I might be a little like amped up. But when I went to shake his hand, I knew it was a done deal. Okay, so that's what you want to create, is that whole image of what will you create? How will it feel? How will it look? How will it smell? How will it taste? Everything about it. What is the emotion that you will experience? For better or for worse, will it be comfortable, uncomfortable, whatever? And then write it out. Write it out like it's, like the most detailed writing assignment you've ever been given. So you're like, "And the blades of grass were green as dew." Or, maybe you guys are not so creative, but that's okay. But get the details down on paper, so that you have created this entire storybook image of this amazing thing coming true. Okay, then, depending on the type of learner you are, some of us are really visual, some of us are audio, some of us need to kind of feel and do. Everybody's a combo, but you might know what will appeal to you more, so I'll give you guys a couple options of what to do with it next. So next, you want to take this story of awesomeness and do one of three things, or all three if you're a super high achiever and really want to get yourself motivated and excited and increase your chances of having this be a reality. So one option, you hang up your story or put it somewhere where you'll see it, or make 12 copies of it and put it everywhere, and read it twice a day. Okay, so you're reading it, the entire story, and you're feeling it and you're sensing it and you're making it real twice a day for 30 days. Okay, that's option number one. The second option is that you create a vision board. So you do a collage, you put words, you kind of figure out as many images as you can to make this like a really visual representation that you can hang up over your bed or in your locker or somewhere where you're going to see it at least twice a day for 30 days. And then the other one, which is my personal favorite, which I recommend doing all three, but my personal favorite is you open up your voice memo. If you have an iPhone, there's a little voice memo app you can use, or whatever voice recording situation, and you actually read your story to yourself in your voice recorder, and you listen to it every night before you fall asleep. And you read it all in detail, and as you lay there before bed, you get yourself really relaxed. And as you hear the details going through that script, you see it, you feel it, you taste it. every single day. So, and of course, I would rather you do this all the way up until day 90 of your 90-day goal. And this is something you can recreate anytime. I just gave you guys a crash course in how to do imagery. So another thing that you can use imagery for is healing. And this is something I'm going to teach a live training on for the members of the Perform Happy community next Wednesday. So those of you members, make sure to show up. Even if you're not injured, it's going to be all about healing, about how you can imagine your body actually healing. And there have been studies that prove that doing imagery while you're healing massively improves your ability to heal quickly. It's so cool. I've heard stories of people who had cancer who imagined little Pac-Man eating up their cancer every day. And, the person I heard it from was in complete remission like 20 years later. So I'm a big fan of this stuff. It's really powerful as far as, it's just getting your brain focused in on what you want and what you want to create. So for those of you who are not motivated or feeling bummed out, even if you are totally broken physically, or mentally, you can visualize. You can do it while you're sitting out. You can go in and you can do progressions, but you can think about, what am I going to have? What am I going to do? Go through your skills. What would you be doing if you weren't doing it? If you weren't injured, what would you be doing? Focus on that. And then you'll have that end game in sight. Like, okay, I'm injured, but I'm back in tomorrow. I'm back in next week, and boom, we're on track. We're getting this done. All right, you guys. So that's my tip for this week. Get yourself visualizing, seeing what you want, and helping your brain, get ready for good stuff, because that'll keep you excited even when you're in a little bit of a slump. All right, and there's a free download this week. It's a visualization that you can listen to give you kind of an idea of what visualizing might sound like if you're doing it to a recording. Of course, it's better with your own voice though. But you can download this free visualization for confidence at completeperformancecoaching.com/confidence. If you want one-on-one support, me and the other coaches on the Complete Performance Coaching team can be found at completeperformancecoaching.com/schedule. Grab a free session with any of us to check it out and see if it's a good fit. I'll be back next Monday, 4:30 Pacific, answering your questions. I'll see you then. Bye.